Sure. So Ascena Consulting is a specialty tax consulting company. We focus on tax incentives for corporations, most specifically the research and development tax credit. So any company that does anything that's innovative, they have an opportunity to at least look at the R&D credit. We document, calculate, monetize, and then provide support to them in the event of an audit to make sure that they generate the credit we generate for them, they can then use to reduce their tax liabilities. So from a volume perspective, prior to using Quickbase, we were using an Access database. And that's great, but we couldn't really compile any of the information. So Quickbase allows us to take all of our clients in one place, and now we can create lots of reporting and analytics that allow us to really look hard at industries and companies and what kind of credits are we generating, and allows us to streamline and really from a quality control perspective, make sure that all of the calculations are always going to be the same over and over and over. So from our perspective, it allows us to scale much faster and much easier than using either Excel or Google Sheets or our old Access database. The text editor in the program is a little bit rough. We use Quickbase for, as I said, all of our calculations. We really have two parts that we document. One is the projects that the company, our clients do, and we have to document how it meets the IRS criteria. The other side is the calculation, which generates the credit. That side of the credit calculation works great. And we can certainly enter all the information into Quickbase to document how a client qualifies, but then reporting on that in a format that we can then drop into a final report and into our work papers could use some work. It's just not quite as clean as it needs to be. It's not client ready. So we've had to find some workaround. So from a really good scenario perspective, we've been able to, and we're actually in the process of it now, is automating the flow of information from our HubSpot CRM system and all of our client data in there into our Quickbase application that we've developed. So that's been fantastic. And it allows us to make sure that we really have the same information in the same place, so we don't have two different truths in the world. From a, where is it not appropriate? I'm not real sure. You know, being the founder, while I've been involved in the creation of it and the use of it, I don't know what I don't know. I know there are things that I can do with the program that I just haven't really uncovered yet. And so that's part of our discovery over the next probably few years as we continue to build out new modules within our application to connect more with our clients. I think we have. We are trying to develop one solution that allows us to bring our work program together, our calculations together, our work papers, our documentation, as well as our reporting. So we've got it all in one spot. Right now, we're in a few different places, and we're working to bring all that together. At the same time, the government, we think, is going to be looking for more and more information from clients, from taxpayers, that are going to take this credit. So Quickbase is allowing us to easily bring more information, more fields in, track more information in a way that's going to allow us to more quickly solve those problems, rather than having to step backward and say, oh geez, they want more stuff. Well, how are we going to figure this out? So we think it's going to be long-term, a much better and easier, faster solution than if we were using, again, Excel or Google Sheets or just having a custom program built for us, because that gets more expensive. So we think long-term this is going to be a better solution. When we started the process, we looked at Airtable. Is that what it's called, I think? There's a couple of no-code platforms that we looked at. I don't honestly remember. I had a consultant do a lot of that work for us, and this was the one that was recommended. I remember talking to 3 or 4, but it was a year and a half ago and 75 clients ago, so I don't remember. From a risk perspective, absolutely, because again, we've got a database that allows us to accumulate all that information very quickly and easily. From a cost and ROI, dollars and efficiency perspective, I haven't tried to quantify that, to be honest. Anytime you involve technology, there's a human component of process that has to be built. And so while we've built one that works, we know there's ways to make it better And so we're still working through that piece. Do I think when we are 3 times the size we are today that it's going to absolutely bring more efficiencies? Yeah, I do. Great question. I think we're still working through some of that. You know, our CRM system is HubSpot, and we're not going to change from that. So my sales team works in HubSpot. Our service and production team works in Quickbase. The fact that our sales team can go into Quickbase and figure out where their projects are at because they've been out in the field and they don't know, is certainly helps to break down some of that. At the same time, we've got a pretty good communications protocol in the company, so we're talking all the time as a group. It's easy with 6 people. When we're 26 or 36 or 56 people, might be a different story. But I do think that it helps from the standpoint of, again, it's all the same information. And so from that perspective, it allows our sales team not to bug production if they need a quick answer on where something is at. So yeah, I think it does help with that collaboration. You know, having it in the cloud makes everything easy. I can make a change and my ops can see it right away. So it's been huge for us. When we were working in Access, you had to get one person out of the application so another person could look at it. So this has been really helpful for us, and I love the cloud, the fact that I can actually see changes as they're happening. No, we definitely have some complexities. We've got different decision makers at our clients, and different kinds of information. So as I mentioned earlier, we've got the calculation side, which is a lot of financial information likely will come from a controller or CFO. We've also got project information, which might come from a different group of engineers in the company that we need to talk to understand whether or not their project is going to qualify and get some very detailed stuff. So we're working with multiple sources of information. And then within our company, we've got one person doing calculations, one person interviewing people. So we've got different people throwing data in at different points in the process. And so the fact that everybody can access it all at the same time has really made it very beneficial for us. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think they need to work on their rich text editing and their reporting, but there's so many good things you can do with it. I think so. I think so. It's a good question. I think on the sales and marketing side, again, it's hard because I don't know what I don't know. So I think there's a lot of things that this program can do, this application, this platform can do that I just am still trying to get my arms around and understand. I know what I want. The question is not if it can do it in my mind, it's really how do we get it done? And that's the piece that I really think that we're still working through. Yes. Because I told people they didn't have a choice.